works. Oh, okay, great. So the thing that I would like for you to do is to maybe get arms distance apart, and just like you can make 2 rows straight across right here. That's fine. So that way you guys can at least put your arms out like this. Okay. All right, great. And then take your feet and put them about shoulder width apart. Okay. And unlock your knees so that way they're not locked. Okay. You put your arms down. Okay. Okay. And then I would like for you to imagine a string from the earth up through you to the heavens. Did everyone feel that? Okay. Now, it's almost like you're not a marionette, but do you remember those old things that you would push on the bottom and they go like this?
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay. Because they're all connected. And so they're just going to be kind of loose in their field. Okay. So that's how Qigong works. What you're thinking right now is that you're connecting your energy to the earth energy, Qi energy. All right. And as you think about that, all right, you'll begin to feel your feet get heavy. And on top, it almost goes like this in domes. You can feel that, right? It's because this practice is very ancient. It has a lot of layers to it. So it's going to come up. It's going to come up from the earth. That's what we did. We just called it up and we said, this is who we want to work with. We want to work the Qi energy of the earth. We're going to do it in this style. And so now we're connected. All right. So any movement that you have, you're going to feel. Got it? All right. So first things first, we're going to grab the darkness from the earth like this. Okay. And we're going to bring it all the way up into the light. All right. And then we're going to gather all the darkness from whatever trash we got going on, and we're going to push it back down into there. Okay. So you're going to pull it up, slightly bend and come up. And that's not what you're doing, but you're moving because you had to have weight to it. So that's why I called it that. But what you're doing is you're moving energy, Qi energy up. It's filling your chest and all of your meridians, and then you're pushing the energy back down to get rejuvenated into the earth again. Then you're pulling back the energy up again into your meridians all the way up. And then controlled movements, very, very slow, pushing it down. All right. Okay. Take a nice breath. You can feel that you're connected, but you can also feel now that maybe you're kind of lopsided in places energetically, right? Okay. What you want to do now is you want to kind of center yourself. And the way that we'll do this movement is bringing in courage and releasing fear. Okay. So it's like this. All right. You just let your arms swing back and forth like this. Okay. Don't lock your knees, and they don't have to be too big. But what you're doing is this brings your kidneys that house your life Qi energy awake. And then you can turn slightly so that way you get that nice little twist and stretch in your hip flexor and your thigh and lower back. It doesn't have to be exaggerated. Okay. Now, next what we want to do is we want to bring your hands like this. You want them spread as far apart as possible. You're going to bring your palms together. All right. So that way they're like this. Okay. You want to bring them up and then seat them like this to where you're pushing pressure, right? Not to where you're hurting yourself, but yeah. What this does when you keep your fingers splayed, it lines up your whole energetic system. So your left and right hemisphere of your brain get balanced. Your left and right, male, female gets balanced. All of your meridians get balanced. All of your chakras, all of your energy centers and points, your cells, everything comes into balance and harmony. You could feel it. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can release that. All right. It doesn't feel like you did very much work, does it? Okay, I want you to walk. Just walk now. What does that feel like? That's wild, isn't it? Everywhere you go, it feels like electricity and earth and fire and wood, but it doesn't feel like any of those. It feels like total connection. It feels like you're in your body, right? It feels like you're in your body. Get it? You're in your body. And that's what it takes. It takes you connecting to your physical to move the energy through you so that you stay in your energetic field and in your physicality. All right. So that's part of it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a little bit of music and we're just going to do a little bit of movement to that music. Okay. I think that we'll do this one. This one's 10 minutes. So this will be nice. Okay. Do I have the wrong one plugged in. Hold on. I wanted to use YouTube instead of Apple. Okay. So. Okay. So this is about 10 minutes. We're going to do like maybe half, not very much. But the reason that we're going to do it is because it's going to allow us to connect to our sensory awareness. Our sensory awareness is where our intuition is. That's everything that's like right here is where our sensory awareness is. Okay. All right. So I'd like you just to sway with the music at first. All right. Maybe take some deep breaths in. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And as you sway, you're going to notice that your body begins to move into the rhythm of music. And then begin moving your feet back and forth, stepping from your left foot to your right foot gently while you're in place. Maybe moving your hands back and forth a little bit in a graceful movement that makes you feel good. You can make those movements a little bit more exaggerated. And then you can bring them down and make them small again. Let's reach really high in the sky this time. Bring your right arm around and up and back, and then your left arm. And then your right arm out in front and around. Arm around in front. And then your right arm down by your knee and up. Left arm down by your knee and up. Then your hands in prayer position going directly above your head as high as you can stretch. As you step from side to side, weaving your pattern of energy into the universe, allowing yourself through intention and energetic practice to connect to all that is, right? Hold your hands apart like you're in a crowd, at a concert, swaying back and forth. Now bring your hands, put them on your heart chakra. You can open your eyes if you would like. Keep moving a little bit. Sway. All right. Okay. Now it's time to dance. Okay. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go around in a circle. If you come on this side, you're going to be in the camera. So you may just want to stay out there, but it's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. I'll just let you know. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go around like this. Feels good, yeah? Woo, beautiful goddess energy. That's nice. We'll go around one more time. All right. There you go. Now breathe in. I don't know about that. I guess you don't know how to breathe in. Now it's shimmy time. What you're doing is you're opening up your spine when you shimmy. So you're and open up your Kundalini energy. Give you extra. All right. Who'd have thought we could go that long? You guys, right on. Good job. You're like, I don't sign. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we're good. You know what? It's actually 14 minutes, and okay, we did good. We did 14 minutes. Excellent job. Yay! Ah, feels good, right? Okay, now you're in a space to read from.
Okay, read from?
Yeah, now you're in a space to read from. Because now you're here.
Oh,
Now you're here.
I didn't know after dance I would.
Now you're present. Now you're present. You're not all in thought. You're here. That's embodiment. So there's a lot of different ways that we could do that, like a grip. But I like to dance. Dance is really good. It gets me out of my head. It lets me feel into whatever the energy is. And so I do a lot of this. I have a lot of space. So I do a lot of this. During the day when I'm frustrated, I'm in here just rolling around or whatever, because that's how to work through that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys can have a seat. Get comfortable. I'll catch my breath. Ooh, good job. Really good job. Okay. Ooh. I honestly didn't think I could go that long. 14 minutes. I said 10, but that's okay. We did good. Yay! I was all set up. I can't even believe it. I'm very proud of myself. I did good. Well, it only took 5.5 years. Okay. Right? Okay. So let's see. Embodiment. Let's talk about embodiment. All right. When somebody says embody something or get into your body or you should feel or how do you feel? right? How would you describe how you feel right now? Physically. How do you feel physically right now? I feel present, but I'm like winded. I'm going to look at all my symptoms, right? So I feel kind of winded, not as much as a minute ago. So I must be recovering. I don't have any aches and pains in my body, so that surprises me. Okay. But I'm also looking to see if I had any stored energy that I got to let go of. Like, did I have any pains before that I no longer have? Is my field clear now? Is it clearer now than it was when I started? Yeah, heck yeah. Because my focus is very present. So that's what present quite possibly will feel like. Okay. Great class. Bye. No. Okay. So what I decided was that at 12:30, I will teach basically the same thing at 7 p.m. So that way, no matter which class you come to, it's going to be relatively the same. So I'll record one class, either the 12:30 or this one. And that's how it'll work. Most likely this one, because I'm usually in a different mood by the time the day gets through. Anyway, I'm much more the duck with the rolling of the water. So, okay. All right. So, today, what I decided to do was to kind of start to give you guys ways to maybe tap into the God of your understanding or figure out like how you feel about that. All right. So I have 4 pieces of paper. I thought there might be 4 people. Okay. Okay. Now on this piece of paper, what I'm going to have you guys do is you can tear it in half or just make a half mark or whatever, or fold it in half so that you have one side and one side so they feel kind of separate. And we're gonna discuss the God of your understanding. So if you're going to do this practice, it's a spiritual practice. So you need to get connected to your definition, your understanding of God, whatever that means to you. However you address that belief. Okay. Do you understand so far? You okay? You're right. Feeling a lot of movement? You okay? Okay. There's going to be a lot of movement tonight. Like a shit ton of movement for probably the first month. There's going to be a shit ton of movement. Every time you come in, there's going to be deep shifts that happen because you're asking for change. So the things that you were working with prior to coming in here that weren't working for you, you say, oh, well, this doesn't work. That you're not going to have that anymore. It's not going to work for you. You already know it doesn't. So you probably won't be drawn to try to use it again. So a lot of cycles will be broken. So every single pattern that you have has a piece of sacred geometry to it. And if you're misusing it, or if you're using it in a detrimental way, you're going to feel it because you have an intention. You're adhering it to a mathematical equation. If I do this plus this, that'll equal this. That's mathematical. Okay. All right. If you're applying it in that way and it isn't beneficial to you, it may not be in detriment. It might cause you stagnant energy. It might make a block for you. All right. And it might be just in how you're talking to yourself. So if you're limiting yourself in, let's say you're having a bad day and it's raining. Okay. And you're raining. It's raining like wherever it is that you're at. The rain didn't start that day with you. All right. It did not start that day with you. It started the day that you first had the rain ever in your whole entire life while you have done that kind of work. So whatever that trigger is, all right, that caused you to lose so much, okay, that drives you every time the rain shows up. You haven't processed that hurt, that loss, that I don't know what that is. And it may not be from a show. It might be something else. But until you investigate that trigger of where you feel like you're not going to get enough, okay, until you investigate that trigger, you're going to keep in that pattern. You're just going to stay in that pattern. And the pattern will get regeneratively stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And pain is an awesome motivator. Pain is a great motivator. It will motivate you to move away from something. And so you will put yourself down so far and be in such great mental or emotional pain that you will finally do something different, something contrary to what you were doing. And that's how life will work for you. So if you can recognize the patterns that you're producing in that moment, you can lessen the amount of adversity that you want to anchor into or to fix. We're taught to be problem solvers, and that isn't necessarily the case. Every experience that gets presented to us is a pull. Okay, let's say, ooh, here's a job. Great, yay, we're all excited, but we're not excited about the job. We're excited about the paycheck. All right, we're excited to get some money. That's what we're really excited about. We're not so like hot about the exchange that we're going to do for like this money. We're happy about the freedom that this money brings. And so we'll reason with ourselves that this seems okay. Yeah, great pull. All that reasoning is going to take us out of the middle of the pull. And we're going to go into contrast so that way we feel like we belong there and we have something to do. So we have to look for something to fix. There's something that we have to fine tune because it's not exactly the way that we would like to have it. And until we get it exactly the way, we're not moving forward anywhere. It reminds me of people that I used to get high with that did like basing, and nobody was going anywhere once that started. It was like everybody's on lockdown. It was crazy. That's crazy shit. All right. But that's what we do. We do that. We go into what is familiar and we go into that contrast. And then we'll stay there because it's a familiar vibration. We're not trying to bust out of it. We're trying to fix it. So we're actually trying to stay there and make it different. But if you're staying in the same place, it's not going to change because you're in that vibration. You have to move out of that vibration in order for anything to change. You're in a vibration. So you have to recognize that you're in a vibe. So your vibe, all right, because I even showed you that it said that there was no rain within 8 miles. You were the only person, the only area getting rained on, right? That's pretty strong entrainment, don't you think?
Yeah, I didn't know it was just my area.
Just where you were. From there to here, an 8-mile radius. That's Disneyland. That's 1.5 miles away. And you're having torrential downpours. And it is like nice. I mean, it's not bad over here. And I'm tripping. I'm tripping because I'm showing you. All right. So what are some of the practices? We'll use you as an example. Is that okay? So that way we can maybe work through it. Is that all right? Okay. So what were some of the things that, okay, so I will show you some of the things that I noticed. Okay. You text me and you tried to tie in my Sunday to your Saturday for weather. I noticed that. I noticed everything. And I said, yay. That's all I said. And I disconnected you from my magic. That's my magic. Do your own magic. All right. Do your own magic. Always, unless you're going to pay me for it or you're going to ask me about it. Don't expect anything from me that way. That's not kosher. All right. So I disconnected. The next was you said it again. I hope it doesn't rain. Me too. Me too. But that's not my focus. So I'm not in that vibration. So I don't give a fuck about the rain because it's not going to rain for me. It's just not going to do that. All right. I had 2 other people, and one person in particular hit me up 3 times about what they thought that was going to happen on Sunday. And I just said, nope, it's not going to rain. Nope, nope, nope. And it was fine. It rained. It rained like at the very beginning. And everybody thought it was going to be like, oh, wow, we're all going to hell. I said, 2 minutes. 2 minutes and it'll be gone. 2 minutes. I just needed everybody to change their fucking mind. That's all I needed. So I said, it's only going to last 2 minutes. I went around and I spread that lie so fucking fast. It was great. And everybody was like, really? I said, yes, 2 minutes. It'll be gone. I said, here, let's just cover this 2 minutes. It'll be all done. It'll be all done. 2 minutes. All of a sudden, 2 minutes later, the sun's coming out. I'm like, see, everything's great. And it's all because we all decided that in 2 fucking minutes, it wasn't going to fucking rain. That's the shit. That's what pisses me off. Shit like that. Just shit like that. There's no reason for it to be any certain way except the way that you would like for it to be.
You were on camera. You were on camera.
Hi. maybe now I'm on camera. No. Okay. It's like the top of my head because I'm sitting, but I don't even care. It's like from here, it'll be like a Kilroy scene. All right. So the idea is that you're that powerful. You're that powerful because you're connected to everything, every single thing. Do you know that when we first started having fairs, the fairs were on the 3rd Saturday of the month? I asked Spirit, I said, okay, this is what I need. On the 3rd Saturday of the month, it will never rain here. That's it. That's all. Thanks. And it didn't. Every single fair we had, sunshine, didn't matter what went on Friday or Sunday. It absolutely did not matter. We had sunshine no matter what. It was crazy. It was crazy, but that was my intention. And that was what I thought would happen. So I said, yeah, let's make that happen. You know what my biggest worry was about the fair at the time? Parking. And you know what my biggest nemesis was? Parking. Not the weather, parking. Because I let it become an issue. At this last fair, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't an issue because I didn't let it be an issue. It didn't matter. You could park in the surrounding areas just like you would if you went to a club and it was all filled up in the parking lot. You can go ahead and you could do that. It's not going to hurt anybody. All right. And then we had more people because I wasn't limiting the amount of space where people could park to be able to come to the fair. Do you get it? You have to open the door to what you want, and you have to figure out where your limitations are. When you figure out where your limitations are, you'll be better serving yourself as to asking for what it is that you want because you'll have that knowledge. So that lets us know something right there. That lets us know that we have to come into some kind of acknowledgement of our circumstances, no matter how we are perceiving and giving definition to it. If we can allow ourselves to come into our perception of how good or how bad the circumstance is and feel it and let it charge and lower, just charge and lower. Let's say it's raining out and you're just hoping that it will just stop raining. It'll stop raining. It'll stop raining. It'll stop raining. Your vibe is rain. Your vibe is going to be rain. So you can't change that because you're seeing the rain. The evidence is there. It's showing you it's raining. It's raining. It's raining. So what do you think you could have focused on? What could you have focused on that would have helped you?
The sun.
Why? Why would the sun help you? Why would that be an indicator? Why? Is that because that's what you desired? Let me tell you where that's a faulty premise. All right. Okay. It's not wrong. It's adequate. But let me tell you how hard it would be to get there from the rain. Okay. You have firsthand knowledge in the very physical way that it's fucking raining. Where is the fucking sunshine in that? It is just not present. Correct? Okay, but what is present in all of that? Maybe go internally for this one. All right, maybe go internally. What's present because you're the one. So the clouds aren't creating your vibration. You're creating your vibe. Okay, let's start there. So your vibe is focused on the rain because this is exactly what you're seeing. You're saying this is exactly how it is. I don't know. I'm not even thinking about it stopping because I'm saying I wish it would stop. I want it to stop. What you're doing is you're saying, I have lack. I have lack. I have lack. I don't have what I want. I don't have what I want. But you're holding it in your hand. You haven't let it go. So you're still going to have it. It's not going to change. All right. You have to check what your vibe is. Like, where are you at? Are you stressed out because you're not going to pay a fucking bill on time? Yeah, that's fucking why. Oh, okay. So why? Why are you stressed out about that fucking bill? Start to unpack it. Feel into it. You need to feel it. You need to feel the charge. You need to feel where you think you're failing, where you think you weren't good enough. And then you have to ask yourself, where is this associated in my life? And immediately, as I'm dropping down into that energy, it's where, if only you would have been a better daughter, if only it would have been, if you would have done this, your dad would still be alive. And he was 98, right? Right. And he was very satisfied upon his departure. He was happy to go. So what you're holding yourself accountable for doesn't exist. And you're beating yourself up over something that didn't take place. And since you're so evidentiary based, right? And the rain is the representation of you feeling like you failed yourself by keeping your dad alive at 98 after you gave him superb, extensive, loving care. All right. Now you got to investigate maybe a little bit further, because maybe that isn't why you feel bad. Maybe the reason you feel bad is because you miss him. Right. And you miss him because there was ease in that. You guys had shared expenses. And now it's just harder because he's not there. It's not harder only because of that, but it's harder because you miss him and you love him. See how it came full circle? See how it got ease? It's because you recognized where you're at in your true vibration in that rain. All right. And when you recognize where you are in that vibration, the rain won't matter anymore. All right. And then the rain can stop because you're not attached to it anymore. But when you wrap your grief into an external energy, that external energy is powered now by your intention. So whatever your intention is that you put in there, grief, sorrow, happiness, sadness, it's moving. It has some momentum now. And it's attached to you because it's your energy, your directive, your intention. It's in your field. You're going to learn a lot here. You're going to learn a lot here. When you're doing magic and you're opening gates and you're summoning something through a portal, you're creating that. You're creating that through interdimensional space and intention. And when you're doing that, all right, you need to be very clear, extremely clear, because what opens that gate and keeps that gate closed are your limitations. So if you have a lot of limitations, nothing's going to come through that portal, that beautiful portal, that gate, that calling that you're asking for, because you have too many limitations that it can't come through. It's raining. Nothing's going to come through the rain. Sun's not going to come through the rain. You know that sun can't shine in the rain. It doesn't look like it. If it does, it's like not this cloudy and it's not like that. You're just telling the rain, well, you can't stop raining because there's not enough of what I think should happen. So what the fuck? It's not going to stop. It doesn't have to. It's like, oh, good. You want more rain? Yay! Torrential downpours. And the only motherfucking place in the city, the only place. I thought that was the best. 8 miles surrounding me, no rain, except there. 8 miles. You got to really look at that. 8 is the karmic number. I just thought everything was so beautifully pieced together. You're at the garden walk, and it's not a garden walk. Okay. But days before, you decided to latch on to something that you always latch on to when you're feeling not enough. The weather. And if you hinge your show, all right, if you hinge your work and the results of that work on the weather, then that is who is in control, not you. All right. And you will always be subjective to whatever is taking place externally instead of internally. Internally is what creates your experience. So if you're not paying attention to your internal, your external is going to begin to represent your confused and chaotic internal. All right. I would say if I was in that situation, I would reread the text. Okay, so I'm supposed to have like $700 more. Okay, right? Fuck it. Okay, fuck it. Okay, so we'll just sit here till it stops raining. Okay, Angie. So weren't we supposed to be picking up on guys soon? Right? Aren't guys supposed to be fucking coming? Right. Should we go to like a bar and have like maybe a drink while we wait for those motherfuckers to show the fuck up? Yeah, let's go fucking do that. Why not do that? No, you're hell bent on making the rain stop so that you could sell product. And that isn't happening. And you're saying it isn't happening, but that's what you want to have happen. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And that's where you're at. Nobody can do anything about that but you. Not one person. There isn't anybody who can decide in that moment that you're going to let go of the tug of war that's within you that you have created. All right? Yes. Sure. Yeah.
In that scenario, one of the things that I was listening to you about, sometimes it's very hard because we're in the middle of that rabbit hole.
Yeah, when you're in the middle of the shit, it's
you don't
difficult.
see, you
That's
don't
why
see it.
sitting still. Sitting still.
Surrender to like, okay, it's raining, but and letting it kind of go. That would have been a thing to help. Or how?
Distraction. That's what I used on Sunday. Distraction. I used distraction. I played Look at the Bird. I pulled everybody out of Look at the Rain to Look at the Bird. Everybody was look at the rain, look at the rain, look at the rain. And I was look at the fucking bird, look at the bird, look at the bird. The bird is so pretty. She flies through the air with greatest of ease. She has a lie on the tip of her tongue that will bring you ease. Right? Okay. So just bullshit. Because we're making all of it up.
Okay.
I don't want rain. Who fucking wants rain? I asked them. I said, okay, on Tuesday, I said, okay, show me what the weather's going to be like on Sunday. Remember how bomb ass fucking sunny and everything's, I said, okay, I'm down with that. Just bring that. Then I have like, oh, did you hear about the rain? Nope, not going to rain. Oh, did you hear about the rain? I sure hope it doesn't rain. Me too. Oh, it might rain. Do tell. Oh, you might, five messages from my Tuesday to Sunday, and I had 2 minutes of rain. Pretty good, right? Okay. It's because we've been experiencing rain. When you've been experiencing something, there's a pattern. A pattern. Damn. I'm in a pattern. How do I step out of that pattern? I want to step out of that pattern. That's what you're like trying to figure out right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to shift that pattern really fast. You're so close. You're so close. You're right at the edge of it. I can see it. Okay. How you shift it is you let go. You're holding on to it and you're dragging it everywhere, so it's going to stay the same. You have to let it change. That's the hardest part. So if you're at a show, all right, if you're at a show and things are going really, really good, and all of a sudden there's like the wind kicks up and it knocks everything over. You have a choice. You could pick everything up and you could put it all back out and you could start again. And then I want to ask you a question. Where's your head going to be after that takes place? What are you going to be thinking about, Veronica? What would be your pattern? What was your pattern?
How can I secure it better?
Right.
What can I do to secure it?
Right.
So it doesn't happen again?
Right. However, your focus went exactly into contrast into the same energy that created it in the first place. The wind might have been a happenstance. All right. But then you focused on what happened. You focused in the past, and that was it. You didn't focus on, well, I wonder when my customers are going to show up. Here, let's just, your immediate focus was in how to continue doing what you've done already. Okay? It's not bad. You're recognizing a pattern. That's all you're doing. You're recognizing a pattern. You could have gone ahead and picked everything up and said, because I gave you options after, right? But you didn't think about the options because those weren't available to you in the moment. But okay, but there's a lot. But you have to stop. If you don't stop, how are you going to know? You're not in recognition. You're barely in acknowledgement. Oh yeah, that's fucked up. 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 Oh yeah, that too. That's fucked up and that's fucked up. Well, that's kind of good, but not as good as I need it to be. That's fucked up. Guess what? You're having a fucked up day. you're gonna have one because that's what you're saying. You're saying that. You're saying that. So you're pulling that in. How you describe your day, how you describe your experience, that is how you have it. If somebody comes up to you and they're not the nicest person at work, and you're just like, garbage disposal, no, right? You're probably not going to be as receptive as you would like to be to that person, okay? Because they're not seeing you. So what? So what? Why get attached? You know they're just having a little something special go on. They're having a little meltdown, little fucking meltdown. You know it's going to get fucking fixed. Keep backing the fuck up. Keep backing the fuck up with your energy. Just whoosh. All right? Oh, I can see you're having one of those days. And I'm okay. That's how you do it. You pull yourself back from the situation. You need to. You have to recenter your energy because where your trajectory was, it landed there and you're not liking it. So you got to figure something else out. Because if you're not liking that, you got to come back and say, oh, well, what's a better choice for right now? Maybe packing everything up and just leaving. That very first thought that you had, right? Not, hey, will you, what do you think? Right? Okay. Because that's not going to work when there's that much momentum built into it. Let's talk momentum. Let's talk momentum. All right. When you realize that there's a pattern that's been created that you have, and you're not really sure how to break that pattern, you're not going to break it. You're going to apply a new pattern. That's what you're going to do. Because you use all the sacred geometry patterns, they have different pings of frequency. And so the frequencies that you produce create these sacred geometry patterns, and it's in your spiritual belief system. That's how sacred geometry works, is through your belief system. So spiral, let's think about spiral. Are you spiraling out of control? See, you could misuse a spiral real easy, huh? Okay. Oh yeah. You guys will really see how sacred geometry works in your life right now. Okay. Well, let's go with platonic solids. Are you feeling boxed in? Right? You're probably in a cube. All right. You're probably in some kind of a cube. That means you're building a foundation because it will have 4 equal parts. See what I mean? So you're in a good space, but now you need space. So you want to push it out. All right. And then you want it to explain it to you. You want to say, okay, what structure is this that I'm building, or what structure is being built for me right now that I'm in? Why am I experiencing this? How is it going to benefit me? Can I go ahead and step out of this anytime I want? Every time. Anytime. That was an old thought. It was just an old thought. The rain was just an old thought. It's just an old thought. The old thought is, I hope it stops. Maybe the new thought could be flowers. What's your favorite flower? What's favorite color? What's this? What's this? What's this? By then, maybe if it's raining and pouring, it won't matter and you won't need to go and set up again. Maybe you'll know then you can go ahead and do that because you took the time to reset your energy field and let go of the current circumstance. Because when you're in the current circumstance, you can't make a cognitive decision because you're trying to get an end result. So you have to back up from it. You always have to back up from it and give yourself the grace that you're asking for. All right? The grace isn't going to show up all the time in clear skies. All right. It might show up and you need to fucking rest, shut your shit down. Okay. You may need to be this way. It might need to happen so that way you can facilitate this. It might have to be that way for you because it's so far into the loop. All right. That's the momentum. So if you watched the news, right? Okay. The news couldn't get it right because we're all fighting for something. We know that the clouds get seeded. We know that copper can distract and open cloud cover. Okay. So I had Manuel put something for me in the garden. Okay. And we magicked that, and that really helped. And that's where there was no clouds above us. It was cold, but there's no clouds. Wind, but no clouds. I'll have to work on the other stuff. So just different things like that. Okay. You know how rain dances are done? No? Okay. We, white people, let's say, white people, the narrative of the colonization and how they put it together is that you're going to see Indian braves or Indian people going around the fire and, like this. Okay. And that isn't how it works. That is never going to be how it works. How it works is to come into communion with the earth and ask Creator for the grace that you're asking for. But you have to be in that communion in order for it to work. It's a very spiritual process. It's a very connective process. You have to believe and know that you're deserving of that connection. All right. So asking some God, any God, hey, help me with this. All right. You can do that. Yet, where's your foundation? How divine are you? What is your expectation of this individual? And like, how do you honor this individual? Right? They're honoring you. Where is the reciprocity? Where's the reciprocation? Okay, because there is honor in everything that you do. There is, whether you perform it or not. There is an honorable way to do something. So giving thanks. I give thanks every morning. That's what I do. That's my gig. I get up. That's my giddy up. I get up and I just give thanks because I have a breath and maybe my eyes open. And I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to have another chance at it. I'm grateful for everybody that I work with. I'm grateful for everything that I have. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous to have this establishment and be able to teach what I teach or have classes or sessions, however you want to call it. I want to call them sessions because that's what they're going to be. Anyway, so in that, I know that I've wavered, but I've grown because I didn't feel like this was meant for me for like eons. Then when I decided, I had to go through an identity crisis because I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't know that this wasn't grown up either. I didn't understand that. I thought, oh, now I'm going to be in my responsibility, my soul path. And really what it is that I just decided I was going to become more spiritual, and I was afraid of people judging what I believed. And that's what it is. That's what your hiccup is. If you're worried about validating yourself, you're worried about what people believe because you're enough. And if you base your value on the external and what other people think of you, then you're going to have a hard time with yourself. You're not going to have the relationships that you want because you'll always feel like you're undeserving. And you may tell yourself, no, I feel really good about myself. And then you go look in the mirror and go, oh, I really hate that eyebrow. Right? Okay. So be honest. Be really honest with yourself. Where are you with your self-love? Because self-love is key to spiritual alchemy, because that's the kind of energy that we're going to work with. We're going to work with love. We're going to work with that because we could choose anything. We're connected to all that is. So we're going to work with that energy because that energy brings about a lot of alignment. I feel like it's natural to us. It's like we're our most authentic, it's closest to our most authentic vibration. Okay. So momentum, right? Momentum is the buildup of energy in motion. Okay. So you can always think of a snowball at the top of a mountain, rolling down, gaining momentum, speed, and debris, right? And when you decide that you don't like that movement anymore, what's the likelihood that you could just step in front of it and stop it? Probably not very big, right? How would you stop it? You would probably have to wait until it stopped itself, right? Okay. Or it would have to be very extreme. It would have to be like a tree and then it would explode. So it'd have to be a huge block. That'd be a big change, right? Okay. All right. That's the same as any momentum in any situation. So when you make a choice and you have an experience, that experience generates forward momentum because that's how you generated it. You generate it into your future. So you're already putting it in motion this way. Okay? So you've already given it power. So when it shows up, jump in the seat and decide to drive it for a while before you change it. The reason is because you got to know why it showed up the way it did. If you know why it showed up the way it did, then the next time you can fine tune it and it will show up even more dialed in. It didn't show up undialed in. You were making adjustments upon arrival. Stop doing that. If you want a Maserati, say what the make, model, year, color, everything is before you send it out there. Don't wait for it to start showing up and say, oh yeah, but I don't know if I want the black one. Maybe I want the white one. No, I don't know. And then like all the Maserati dealers are out of those colors now because you don't fucking know. Okay? Dumb luck. You have money, right? If you're asking for something big like that and you have the money and everything's going good, but like you be your own block, it doesn't matter. But those are the blocks. So momentum, it's already in forward motion. You can't stand in front of it and make it stop. But how can you? Because that's the same momentum for thought. Okay? So if we're watching the rain and we're watching the rain, and it has captivated us, and we have an e-ticket seat, and we are eating popcorn, and we are talking about that rain and how that rain is motherfucker, how we wish that rain would be gone. We're going to be watching that movie till that rain stops. And it's probably not going to stop anytime soon because we are highly focused and intentionally looking at rain. Just at rain in general. Look at that drop. Look at that drop. Look at that drop. And this is what it means to me. Now we've pulled it in. So now it has a reason to stay. Okay. Everybody shed a tear. It doesn't mean that you do anything wrong. It just means these are the wobbles that you could possibly have while you're having an experience. So that's why I encourage in momentum to sit very still. All right? Because there's always going to be something that presents itself to you that tells you what the solution is. Every single time. Every single time. You must be patient for it, though. Must. Okay, let's talk about God. This is your papers now, okay? And this will be the last. And this will be the last, I think, part of like what we're talking about today. Okay, so on one side or on one piece of paper, I want you to write about your understanding of God now, right? Like, what do you think about the God of your understanding? Write 3 words that best describe the God of your understanding. You got it? Okay, so you guys have that, right? Okay, so now turn the paper over or get to the other paper, like the other half. All right. And now, if you could like make this a better God, right? Okay. What would you like for this God? 3 words to do better with you. What 3 words? The new God will always have your back and love you unconditionally. But what 3 attributes would you like for this God to provide you that the other one maybe doesn't? You're in a concept, not a deity. There's a difference. You're in a concept, not a deity. So come away from the deity. That is a God. And he will have all of his attributes as he has them, and that's how you will know him. And you can list those attributes, but that is not the creator. Your concept of creator. They told me that you would get hooked up in that. I was like, oh, really? Yeah. Okay. They talk to me about you guys all day long, how the class is going to go. So weird. You guys ask me, how do you know how many people are coming? I'm like, well, they fucking tell me all day long what's going to happen. Today I actually sat down and I did really good with them and I felt a lot better. Yay. Okay. Oh, okay. Are you ready? Do you have it? No? Okay. Are you pretty satisfied with the God of your understanding from the first part? Okay. So let me explain something to you about that. Okay. That means, so why are you attending the class? Let me ask you that. Because the class is about change. Okay. But if you're solid in your belief system and you're not looking for shift, growth, or betterment or enhancement, then what are you doing in the class? Oh, okay. Right? Because you're going to better yourself, not to be like God, but you're going to better yourself so you have a better spiritual experience and connection to the God of your understanding. Right? Okay. And the God of your understanding, okay, I'll tell you a little bit about the exercise. So the exercise is geared to allow you to see that you're choosing change. Okay. And what I've noticed is that when I do it with people who are more of a spiritual nature, who are very comfortable in their belief system now, forget all the shit they had to go through to get there. Right. And that God was motherfucker, huh? Right? Didn't do shit for you, but see, now you've arrived. This God's okay. See, that's the difference. So you got to know that you shifted. That's all. That's what you know. That's what you really know about yourself. So you're solid in that spot. So I would say with, I'm winding down. I can feel it. Sorry about that. Okay. What I would say is for the God of your understanding. Okay. What I had the other group do was write down like their definition of God. Okay. So I would like for you to do that so that you have that for yourself. That's one of the exercises this next week, not on that paper, in your book so that you have it. Okay. This will be your homework. Okay. And the other is I would like for you to go into a dark room every night. A dark room with no light, hopefully no windows. It could be a bathroom or a closet. Okay. And what I would like for you to do, you could do this. You could absolutely do this. You want me to take you into the back and show you? Yeah. Okay, come on. See, because she looks so frightened. No, you won't be able to see it anyway.